My 3-year-old niece is quite annoying, So when it's just me and her, or when it's just me, her and my sister, which is her mother, then she's free and she will show us some really cool dance moves, which are not really cool, but they're like quite cool for a 3-year-old at least. And she basically dances with no care in the world, with no worry in the world, and the dance is free flowing with no inhibitions whatsoever. But but when guests arrive, that's when the whole thing completely changes. When guests arrive, she becomes extremely conscious. The ego takes over, and the dance moves that were cool are no longer cool because now she's extremely conscious. And when we begin to write, when we sit down with our laptops when we sit down with our notebook to write something creative, our mind becomes conscious too. So when we stare at a blank document, we feel very crippled because there's so much of pressure. We are like, it's like walking a tight rope, and there is so much of pressure to produce a meaningful article that just like my niece, we become extremely conscious. Our ego takes over, and because of this ego, we are not able to write, and we feel very anxious and scared. Now, as creators, entrepreneurs, and marketers, we need to keep on creating these amazing blogs, amazing articles, amazing emails. But if we have such a pressure, how do we do it? How do we keep on consistently coming up with good articles if we are so stressed, if we are so conscious all the time? So it's clear that we need a practice. Actually, we need multiple practices. But today I want to talk about one practice, which is morning pages. So morning pages is a concept that was originally introduced by Julia Cameron, and it is a process that helps you break your mental blocks. It helps you break the writer's block and gets you into a flow. It breaks your mind's ego. It prevents you from feeling conscious, and you start producing more impactful stuff. So it has been a game changer for me, and it has been a game changer for many other people. So let's get into it, right? So what is morning pages? As I said, it's like dancing when no one else is watching. So it's like you get into a practice where you get into a mode where um, you stop being conscious about producing the right thing, and instead, like you just spill it out. You just like start running, not knowing where this will take you, but you just first start running, so that you stop being conscious and get into the flow state. All right. So how does it work? Right now, you can do this digitally, or you can do this using a physical pen and paper. I like to do it digitally, right? So I'm going to share my screen now, and just tell you just briefly take you through how that works. Like, so I like to use uh, my cold turkey player, cold turkey writer, right? And I like to keep my screen black. Okay. Now I'll typically set a timer of maybe 17 minutes. So I have an Alexa. I asked the Alexa to set a timer, or I'll set the timer here as well, which I can't do right now. But I can do that as well. And what I'll do right now is I'm going to write without any inhibitions. Okay. So I'm just going to keep typing. I have no script whatsoever. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, right? And as you can see in this as I opened this document, I just started writing. I basically set a timer, and I just started writing. I had no plan what to write about. I had no script ready. I just started writing. Full disclosure, when I was writing this, this is an exercise that needs to be done in privacy. This is not a document that is meant to be shared with anyone else. Of course, now as I'm writing this, I know I'm sharing the screen, so I'm a little bit conscious. which is fine because I wanted to show you how it is done. So this is not like maybe I would throw in some kind of a slang there which I wouldn't normally use in a video, or I would put in some Marathi stuff from my native mother tongue, or maybe some meaningless English. But of course, I was 10% conscious right now, so ignore that, right? But keeping that aside, as you can see, there are many mistakes that I've made. There are a lot of typos that I've made. Then there is absolutely no script, and that's the point, right? I mean, you are doing this not with any particular direction in mind. All you're doing is almost vomiting on a piece of paper. You are just writing, and whatever is coming to your mind, you are writing. You're not taking any pauses whatsoever. I was not taking any pause, right? So if you don't know what to say, you basically can write, okay, I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to write about, right? Or you can say Pranav is a complete fool. That's also fine. But the point is to not stop. Regardless of what you feel in the moment, or even if you don't have any idea whatsoever, you should not stop and you should keep on writing. Of course, I wrote only these many lines, but like I said, you should set a timer of, let's say, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and just keep writing without any inhibitions, and without wanting to go anywhere, right? So now let's just lastly just want to talk about how this works, right? I mean, how does this actually give you creative ideas? So what happens when you just start writing without any agenda in mind is that your mind gets a little bit out of being out of it doesn't stay conscious. It basically becomes loose. It starts free flowing, and eventually you stumble on an idea or two. It's like if you're writing for 5 minutes when nothing happens, and of course you're not trying to force your mind to go anywhere, but just in the flow, immediately you get a creative idea, and then you get two creative ideas, and then you you can expand on them at a later time. But what happens is that you stop being controlled by ego, and you get in a state of flow automatically, right? And so before you start your day, I would highly recommend this practice for around, like I said, 15, 17, 20 minutes. See what you feel comfortable with, and these ideas will keep coming to you. But a word of caution, many times no idea will come to you. Many times it will just be garbage for 17 minutes, and that's fine. I don't want you to be pushing yourself a lot, and intentionally forcing the mind to come with an idea, because that completely defeats the purpose. Remember, when you write, you're just writing without any expectation whatsoever. You are basically you're going to write without any agenda in mind, as I keep saying. And eventually an idea might come to you, but it may not also come to you, and that's fine. You do it anyway. Just like my niece, who dances without any inhibitions when no one is around. She doesn't care if it's going to work or not. She just does it, and so should you. All right, morning pages, please try it. Let me know how it goes. Thank you.